So Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Today I am here in the physics lab and I will demonstrate to you the concept of the artificial gravity or the centrifuge that we discussed in our lab. So here you can see here I have two tubes which has clean water in this tube here, and then another tube has a water which has a lot of particles. Using the concept of the centrifuge or the artificial gravity, I would separate I will clean this water here, and the particles will be separated here. So I have here a centrifuge. I will spin this tube with the rate of 3600 RPM, and then we will see that they are actually separated. So I will put this in here in the centrifuge. So we have to put clean water on the other side with the same amount to just keep the center of the mass in the center in this case. So I put this here inside in the centrifuge and I close it here. So here I will select the speed here, and then, so as I said, it's 3600 RPM, and the time here I will set here for like 10 minutes, and after 10 minutes we will see that it's actually separated. And then, so right now I just start this centrifuge, and now let's go to the lecture hall and then try to understand how is this working. And then after 10 minutes, after a few minutes, I will come back and then we will see that it's actually separated and the water is clean and the physics is working. So we have this tube which is like this. So this tube you just saw in the lab, which has some liquid, and then liquid has a lot of particles, and this is the axis of rotation. So this is the axis of rotation, so it is spinning like this. So this is omega, and now since this is spinning like this, there will be a centripetal acceleration. So this is the centripetal acceleration, and then due to the spinning, as we have discussed in our lecture, there will be artificial gravity or this acceleration which will be opposite here in this case. So it will be in this direction, so which is artificial gravity here. So these particles will feel the artificial gravity or this acceleration. Of course, there will always be this gravitational force due to the Earth's gravity, and which is in downwards direction, which has a value of around 10 meters per second squared. And now we want to know what is this what is the value of this acceleration which is outward. So due to this acceleration, all the particles will come on this side here, and then they will be separated from the water, and then we will have the clear liquid. In this case it's the water here. So our rotational speed will be, that we kept in our lab, was 3600 RPM. In terms of frequency, it is 60 Hertz. And now we want to know what is this acceleration. As we know that the acceleration is equal to omega squared r. And in our case, our r here, so we take this r, so r is the radius or the distance from the center of axis to the particles. For example, roughly it's around 15 centimeters. So we know the r, but we want to know what is this omega. And now to calculate the omega, so we know that the omega is equal to 2 pi f. So if we put the f here, then we will get that it is 360 radians per second. And now we have omega, and then now we also have r, so we can easily calculate this acceleration. So we put the omega here, and then we put so this is 360, and then we have the r here. So we will calculate this acceleration, which is this artificial gravity. It is 20,000 meters per second squared. which is this acceleration here is 2000. So 2000 times higher than this acceleration that what we see here. Since the particles are feeling the acceleration which is much higher in this direction, all the particles will accelerate in this direction instead of going down. So because this is 2000 times higher than the gravitational acceleration. In other words, these particles are feeling much higher weight than it used to be in the normal Earth's gravity. So these particles are now 2000 times higher, have the higher weight, which is the force in this direction. So all the particles will move in this direction, and this is how we will separate these particles. So all the particles will come here. So this is what we will see in the lab. And now let's go back to the lab. So after 10 minutes we are back to the lab, and then let's see what's actually happened to this water with the particles. Okay, so this is what I told you in the lecture hall, that all the particles will go in one direction, the outward direction. So you can see here all the particles are here. So, and on this side you can also see that the particles are actually here, they are sitting. So the gravity was on this direction. So the gravity was, we just calculated, it was 2000 times higher than the gravitational acceleration due to the Earth's gravity. So that's why, so we clearly demonstrated that the physics is working.